Lucasraps is a 22-year-old high school dropout who went from being one of the most admirable and influential upcoming artists in the South African hip-hop community to being one of the most criticized and hated rappers in the music industry. He dropped out of school at the age of 16 in grade 10 and proved to everybody else that he doesn't need school in order to win the lottery of life. But that was a big mistake, as Lucasraps would continue to commonly make bad life decisions throughout his career, destroying his reputation as a rapper. From supposedly lying about purchasing a 14 million rands mansion, cutting ties with a powerful record label, beefing with other mainstream rappers, and allegedly copying a leaked unreleased song of Kendrick Lamar's cousin, Baby Keem, Lucasraps' music career is currently on life support. And if he doesn't stop making bad decisions while moving 180 miles an hour, then his whole career might come crashing down. Hi, I'm Pluton, and I make videos like this every time. During the years 2016, 17 and 2019, hip-hop music was at its most peak since the late 2000s. At that time it was every kid's dream to become a famous rapper. And one of those kids was Luke Duncan Malone, now professionally known as Lucasraps. Just like most rappers who built it from the bottom, Lucas's music career also started on a rough patch. In the early years of his life he was bullied at school by his peers for setting a goal of one day being a famous professional rapper.
No one understands, I was bullied a lot back in Scala, and they kept on telling me, yeah, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't be able to be like that nigga, or you're gonna stop rapping in a couple of months. Life is gonna trap you. And that's not what happened.
In 2017, he made his first public appearance after being brought on stage by Nasty C at the East Coast Radio Huawei Durban early event. Nobody knew who Lucasraps was at the time, but the people just didn't care. And when Nasty C allowed him to do an a cappella freestyle for a few minutes on stage, the crowd kept cheering him on.
Got some nasty in me cause Lucas got the bad hair. I wanna be successful and take for mine. The time score for money was number one. On God's hand, but we got involved and that's what became unfair. My mind has its own ups and downs, it's like a fun fair. Sometimes I wanna go away, but mine says one way. So, why can't this place be so happy? Why can't everybody come in this thing like that, B? Cause I got the flow and you know this be nasty. So that's it, Durban Day, this is what it be. Lucas, thank you, Nasty.
After seeing the crowd's reaction to his performance, Lucasraps wanted to make more music, but in order for his music to reach the mainstream audience he wanted his first songs to be produced by a professional DJ who is already established in the music scene. So he met up with Junior Lovey, who he knew could connect him with a few big names in the industry, and that's how he got introduced to the award-winning producer DJ Maphorisa. Lucas told him that he wanted to work with him, and with DJ Maphorisa known for being one of the few DJs who helped multiple artists from different genres to make it big in the music industry, he invited Lucasraps to his hotel in Durban, and that's all Lucas needed to hear. When he showed up they made 7 songs in 2 nights, one of them being the song called Ammo, which Maphorisa liked the most out of the 7. And since Maphorisa didn't bring his high-quality recording equipment with him, he decided to fly Lucas out to Johannesburg to record the song again at a professional studio, which was a Sony recording studio at the time. After recording the song they released it on the same day, garnering hundreds and thousands of plays on Spotify platforms. And from there, Lucas decided to drop out of school and move to Johannesburg to focus on his rap career full-time, and met other artists like Mlindo the vocalist and Sha Sha. Interestingly enough, that's around the same time he met Dr. Peppa. While their relationship was rough and complicated at the beginning, they eventually decided to work together since they both were hungry for the same success and were not that well known in the music scene. They dedicated their time to releasing music every Friday of the week, and in 2021, their big break came immediately after they dropped their platinum hit single called What It Is, featuring the iconic rapper Rick, who is related to Dr. Peppa. The song took them to new heights, and they started getting booked for gigs to perform at big events. And it's also worth noting that Lucasraps was signed to M4 Entertainment Records at the time. In the midst of the hype for his music, he introduced Blxckie to Dr. Peppa, further propelling their careers as they would later make other hit songs like Big Time Schlappa. Funny enough, the Big Time Schlappa beat was not even produced by Dr. Peppa. Blxckie downloaded the beat on the internet and called Lucasraps to make a song on it, and that's how Blxckie got his big break in the industry. They worked on so much music together that people started referring to them as a duo. Both rappers wanted to be individually recognized, and that created a set of problems for both of them, so they slowly stopped recording music together. While there's not that much information on the internet to conclude the situation between the two, both rappers came out to address the issue at hand while also keeping certain details hidden from the public.
Yeah, bro, so it's actually deep, you know? Yeah, Big Time Schlapper happens, the album happens. So everything's going crazy. And I don't really see Lucas as much anymore. We're not in the studio as much because now it's time to run around. We can't be in the studio.
It's time to be outside,
So Lucas decides, I'm gonna go jump into an actual record deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he moved out this house and got the Def Jam Africa thing, and then he dropped the album. Yeah, bro, that's basically.
Were you on the album, Lodge?
I wasn't on the album.
We ended up getting out the Corona shit. That's when I moved into the crib with Pepper. Blxckie pulls up, starts living there. And I end up leaving, get my own shit. And
you can't just leave. What, money was nice? What was the vibe?
Nah, it was.
You just wanted to change.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit just popped off. Things got weird, I guess. And it just became like a situation where it's like, it's destroying us more being this close. It'll be better if we move out.
Have our own space.
Yeah.
Now that makes a lot of sense.
So I left Blxckie out there with everything.
There were also rumors that Lucasraps had a verbal altercation with one of the managers or members of the group he was working with.
And whatever's going on in terms of management, who he's fighting with or whatever, it's sort of...
Because he was fighting when he left.
After the fallout, Lucas decided to leave M4 Entertainment and went to sign a music distribution deal with Def Jam Africa. From there, he would release his debut album titled 031 to the world. But Blxckie felt like the debut album was a retaliation to what was going on between them behind the scene.
I just feel like it like that drop, because that's his debut album, and I feel like it was more of a retaliation or like a response to what was going on.
To your drop.
And this isn't the only time Lucas had an unaddressed problem with another artist. When the rapper A-reece took to Twitter claiming to be the best rapper in Africa, within that same week Lucas recorded and released a song titled Best Rapper in Africa and used A-reece's tweet as the album cover. Even though the lyrics are not clear themselves, the majority of the fans felt like the song was directed to A-reece. While this didn't do anything to damage Lucasraps' reputation, the next incident definitely did. After Lucas became the first signee of Def Jam Africa's distribution deal, he started working with other international brands, and with that comes a big check. So Lucas decided to buy a house worth 14 million rands, which today is equivalent to approximately $790,000. He gave everyone a sneak peek inside the house by posting a few pictures and videos on social media. But little did he know that a bunch of people on the internet were ready to investigate his purchase. One of the first things that people noticed was that the house was still available for purchase on Property 24. Plus the price attached to the property was 10 million rands instead of the 14 million rands Lucas claimed he bought the house with. One of the people who investigated the matter even went a step further by actually contacting the state handler who is responsible for the house.
Oh, so the house is still available?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, you'd call me back immediately, right?
After this phone call recording was posted on the internet, Lucas came out and said that the reason the house was still available online was because he actually had already moved out of the property a few months ago. He further doubled down and explained that the motive behind leaving the house was that he had an illegal pet that was not allowed in the neighborhood. The pet was a pit bull dog, and because he loved the dog and couldn't afford to get rid of it, he decided to move out to another house in a different neighborhood altogether. While that sounded a bit suspicious to a lot of people, another controversy surrounding him was also rumored across media platforms, and that controversy included the American rapper Baby Keem, where Lucasraps would be accused of blatantly copying Baby Keem's leaked song featuring Kendrick Lamar called Vent, which was supposedly set to be on the Melodic Blue album. After a short snippet of the song was posted on Twitter and YouTube, fans and critics would then speculate that Lucasraps might have heard it, quickly went to the studio, then recorded and released the song before the official drop of Baby Keem's album so that it may seem like his own original idea.
Easy there, boy. Shit get greedy there, boy.
Easy there, boy. Don't get greedy here, boy.
I rep PG there, boy. My gang need me there, boy.
Fuck a CV, low boy. I'm on TV, low boy.
Although he came out and refuted those claims, that still doesn't explain how he came up with an original idea of something that was posted on the internet way before his.
I wake up, I hear the beat. And I'm like, I bet it's this one. But now it's like, what the fuck must the hook be? And then I was like, okay, the verse is fast. Let me slow down the hook to be more mellow. There we go. Because now the verse is coming in hard. And then I want you to be like, oh shit. Oh, when I thought of that, easy there, boy, don't get.
You know what I was scared of? I thought.
Stop the cap.
This is similar to the situation when Drake copied Triple X's song and completely denied the obvious. The rumors were so strong that they even got the attention of Baby Keem himself, who later added an extra song to the Melodic Blue album titled South Africa, which has questionable lyrics that seem to be directed at Lucasraps, such as, blocked from a distance, everybody wants some attention, everybody battling a mistress, touching on your boobie get em lifted, obviously pointing to the time when Lucas wore a t-shirt with female breasts on it while filming the music video of the song he allegedly plagiarized. And also, I'm taking ish back bitch, you won't get far. While this theory might seem a little bit far-fetched, a lot of people genuinely still believe it, which continues to haunt Lucas and paints his brand and character in a bad light. Today he still releases music, but he doesn't really have that much impact as he did before. The most recent hype he got was when he was featured on the Never Ride remix, but since then he hasn't dropped any solo music that is as good as the one that put him at the top of his game in the first place, leading a lot of people to deem him as just another artist who fell off after signing a music deal with a major record label.